Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I am Anand Kochukudy and I am accompanied by my colleague and the political editor of ThePrint, D.K. Singh. Today we are interviewing Father Paul Thelakkat, who was the editor of the weekly of the Ernakulam Angamali Archdiocese of the Syro-Malabar Church for 38 years. It's called Sathyadeepam in Malayalam and it's translated to Light of Truth in English. He is here to speak about the issues in the Kerala church, the recent controversies on love jihad, the film Kerala Story, and he will give you an insight on the church in Kerala, which is 2000 years old. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Anand.
So, Father, if I may start by asking you, you have been a journalist and you have been a spokesperson for 15 years of the church, Syro-Malabar Church, the oldest church. And for our viewers who are not really aware of the church and its history in Kerala, can you just briefly explain the history of the church in Kerala, the Syro-Malabar Church?
I can be very short and tell you, Christianity came to southernmost tip of India, what is called Kerala or Malabar. It was introduced here, Christianity, by one of the apostles of Jesus Christ, St. Thomas. He is supposed to have come here, or definitely one of his disciples, some of his disciples definitely came to south. He came here. At that time, even Brahmanism did not reach southern India, Kerala. So what was the religious background in which he came, we do not know. Christianity originated from one of the apostles of Jesus Christ who was crucified and resurrected. Christianity started in the very first century in Kerala, in India. And from there, a Christian community existed in the southernmost part of India, which was at that time called Malabar. And it is after so many years, the Chaldean church also came here. They brought in the Syriac, that is the language of the liturgical language of the Syro-Malabar Church or the St. Thomas Christians. They ruled for some time. And when the Portuguese came, it was some sort of anomaly for the Portuguese to see some sort of Christians who were definitely different from the Latin community or the Christian community which they were used to see in the West. It was so different. Therefore, there was some clashes here with regard to what was the authenticity of Christianity of the people. But at the same time, the Portuguese missionaries understood them, and later the Portuguese started rule over the church, and that is how the local people became church leaders. And so that emerges the Christianity's new era, a new era of a relation with the West. That is what brought Christianity to its sublime nature, developed. And what was developed in that time was definitely a humanism with enlightenment. An enlightenment humanism where all human beings are considered equal and brothers, and their loftiness is part and parcel of Christianity and Christian concept of man. Jesus was at the same time man and God. That is what the Christians believe. Therefore, he is at once the high symbol, the paradigm of what human beings are. It is a paradigm also of divinity. Therefore, in Christ, divine and human elements subsist together. That is what makes the Christian identity. The Christian identity of lifting man to the highest possible. I may quote a sentence from Marx. Marx in his manuscript of economic and philosophical manuscript of 1844, he wrote a simple sentence: man is nature resurrected. There are two words there. Man is not nature, but man is nature resurrected. That tells you something very serious. Kerala today has a culture which is at once Christian as well as communist. And both of them, both are Jews. George Steiner, a great literary person of Europe, called man was decided by 3 times Jews: Moses, Jesus, and Marx. All 3 were Jews. They defined human being. I think the world considers humanity. The world is full of human rights. Human rights organizations are there, and all these things emerge from the Jewish concept of man, starting from Moses, Jesus, and Marx. And therefore, man is the ultimate as far as Christian is concerned.
Father, the church in Kerala has been at the center of a big political debate of late, last couple of years, 3 years. And this debate is not about theology, it's about politics. Now, in this election also, when we are coming to cover the election, everybody is asking whether the BJP can actually get support of the Christians, or the Congress may lose some support of the Christians. All these debates about church, the political debate, is it a new debate or has it always been there here?
There is some new element in this debate. That is the element of Hindutva. If you understand Hindutva, I told you about humanity, what man is. I wonder, does Hindutva have a concept of man, irrespective of caste system? Whether man is Harijan, as a Girijan, or Adivasi, as a tribal man, is fundamentally, basically a human being. How the human being is treated, understood, respected. Unfortunately, I must say, the kernel question with regard to BJP and Hindutva is human being. They must accept human being, humanity. That is a pivotal question that is raised in India.
Are you saying that Hindutva or BJP does not accept humanity?
I seriously doubt. It is some sort of going back to caste system. Caste system. The caste system. In caste system, there is no human. Higher caste rules, subjugates, dominates all the rest. Such a situation is already here. It was a situation before the independence. You know that. Feudal system, dominating system. I lived as a village man. I had some tenants with me who we took land and cultivated. I used to go there. 2 of their sons were classmates. But I could not drink a glass of water from their family. I should fold a leaf and show that they will pour water in that. So that was the system. Even to me, this was untouchable attitude. This is some way coming back. This is a kernel question. Arya Varta. As if this is a country of the Aryans. You know what happened in Germany? It is Aryans dominating all the rest. And how it developed, how it ended, you know. I am afraid such a situation will not rise in India, because humanity is a basic question of Christianity or even our faith. You asked me a question, where is the debate? Unfortunately, some of the leaders were somewhat lenient to the BJP because of their fright, because of their attitude of fear of their institutions and the structures. Because the central government can do anything to them. So they wanted to have a liaison with them, and the BJP wanted no. In Kerala, in order to get a seat for BJP, they know they should get the support of one of the minorities. There are 2 minorities. The highest number of minority is Muslims, the second minority is Christians. And in order to get the support of any of the minorities, they will not get the support of Muslims. So they wanted to get the support of Christians. And my problem is, if they accept man, human rights, irrespective of caste system, our constitution, if they are going to change the constitution, what is the future of India? I think this election is a crucial turning point where democracy will survive or democracy will turn to some sort of caste system, dictatorship of the higher caste people. That is the anxiety, that is the fear that is already here.
Father, you spoke about fear of the clergy, but before that, I would like to understand your assessment of Hindutva, as you said. How do you define Hindutva your way, the way you look at it?
In 2014, the World Hindu Congress has named five five enemies of Hinduism. They are missionaries, they are Macolites, they are Muslims, they are Marxists, they are materialists. So, as a Christian, I am branded as an enemy. As a Muslim, he is branded as an enemy. Do the Christians, do the minority religions accepted in India? Welcome Hindu religions as hospitality. See? Atithevo Devo Bhava, that you know. The guest is the divine. Do they believe that? Do the Hindutva believe this, what I said? Do they accept other religions? Do they accept minorities? Do they accept all people in India as citizens, equal citizens? That is the kernel problem that we are facing.
But the Prime Minister always talks about it. Vasudev Kutumbakam, Matito Deva Bhava. You hear from the top of the BJP leadership all the time. From the RSS BJP.
They say, but do they practice it? Look at what is happened in Manipur. Look at what is happened in Telangana now. Look at what is happening in North Indian states, where the priests and nuns cannot freely even travel. They cannot conduct prayers. They cannot conduct their services. Such a situation, how did it come? Any type of firebrand groups can enter anywhere and make disturbance. This is anxiety. This is a persecuted situation we are in. Kerala, they know that will not be work. They know that. But what is happening outside Kerala, the northern states, in Manipur, northeast, this is some sort of a persecution.
But generally, the impression outside is, there's this big talk about the so-called love jihad and how Christians in Kerala are at the receiving end of it. That is what we are given to understand by a section of leaders outside Kerala, in Delhi. And this is where it's basically the estimate is that a section of Christians, at least if not all, may align with political forces who would support them against the so-called love jihad. Can you explain to us what's happening?
You see, sir, love jihad is a terminology which is targeting the Muslims. Very clear. And there was investigation in the Kerala by the police. The Kerala Police Department, the DGP, filed an affidavit in the High Court of Kerala that such an organization, such a system does not exist. The same was told to the NIA. They also submitted an affidavit in the Supreme Court of Kerala. Love jihad does not exist. Supreme Court of Kerala. India, in Kerala as well as in India. Okay. Supreme Court of India, that love jihad doesn't exist. Still, in 2020, the Synod of Bishops of Syro-Malabar Church issues a statement saying that there is love jihad. On what basis? The DGP of Kerala who filed the affidavit in High Court of Kerala was a Catholic. He was a Catholic. Still, they do not believe Police Department, they don't believe NIA, and that is mere. I am sorry to say the bishops are becoming some sort of communal forces, aligning with people who are accusing the Muslims, and some sort of communal language is heard within the church also.
You're saying bishops are becoming communal forces?
You heard the Pali bishops speaking about narcotic jihad in the church. On what basis? Why is the people who deal with drugs only Muslims? This is a question It is uncharitable. It is attacking a religious community. Why do you do that? Look at the Pope. He is so broad-minded, aligning the Muslim with the Muslims, and in a friendly, dialogical attitude, and lot of initiatives are done with the settling problems, dialoguing, talking. They should learn, at least from the Pope, who is their head, not speak highly communal language within the church. That is highly offensive and based on nothing.
Father, yesterday both of us met a member of the clergy, and there I was told that people are not talking about it, but then these many girls have disappeared and love jihad is happening. So, and
this was not just a clergy member, as we can't reveal his name or his designation, but he is one of the 4 archbishops of Kerala.
You see, there may be problems within communities, religious communities, girls missing, love marriage, all these things happen. You see, the Kerala communities living together, they are mixing and mingling everywhere. Education institution, jobs. Therefore, love marriages may happen. Now the question is this love marriage simply love marriage? Is there something wrong with that? If there is something wrong, and you find something wrong with the Muslim community, why don't you talk to them? That is a human way, the peaceful way, that's a religious way, that's a fraternal way. Why did the Pope go to the Islamic countries to meet them? You should go to them, ask them, why are this happening? There may be difficulties between the community, and what is happening in the communities may have different reasons also than what is apparent. There may be cultural, economic reasons also. But what I am speaking, the leaders must call upon their leaders of the religious community, whether Muslims or anybody. If there is a problem, the problem is not to be brought to the public without in debate. That is not accusation. You don't want a quarrel, a war of words. We have to talk to these leaders, talk to them what is happening, and resolve the issues, and try to live peacefully and with brotherly attitude.
Father, the question is there a problem between Christians and Muslims in Kerala?
Both communities must talk each other and settle these problems, and not accuse each other and create a big communal.
Is there a problem?
I don't know. I don't see any problem like that. I don't see.
If I can take off from there, the church in Kerala, the Syro-Malabar Church, used to be very influential during since the time of independence. There was the liberation struggle, Vimojana Samram, which overthrew the first elected communist government of Kerala led by EMS Namboodiripad. It was a Catholic church, Syro-Malabar Church, which ensured it. And all the other forces, the Nair Service Society, the Irava SNDP, the Muslim League, they all aligned with the Catholic Church in that pursuit. So the Catholic Church had that kind of influence in the 1950s. Slowly the numbers start coming down. So is the current insecurity within the church, and if you see the Christian numbers and the Muslim numbers, they are almost inversely proportional now from the 1950s. If you take the 1951 census and 2011 census, if the number of Muslims then and the number of Christians now,
the number one minority community at that time
was the Christians. Yeah.
Now it is Muslims.
So my question is the insecurity within the Syro-Malabar Church and the issues of love jihad that the Archbishop told us about, that he's worried about that, and Palay Bishop, you already got it, it's the narcotic jihad comment. Is it all emanating from that point of insecurity where the numbers are coming down, where
there may be multiple reasons for that. You see, many of the youngsters, the Christian community, are leaving the country, whereas the Muslim community, they live here. And therefore, the way they mingle, the way economics is related, the way political relations are related, there are a lot of, when you live together, there is always some sort of rivalry between the communities. Mimetic rivalry, they say. You imitate and you also try to be envious of them. And that there may be multiple reasons underlying that. And not what you say, what is undercurrent. This is where the church, the community, Muslim community must sit together, study what is happening in the communities, and not accuse, picking out some slogan. This is not rational. This is not, mature enough. The Christian community was a mature community, relating with every community in Kerala in a cordial, friendly way, and we should not destroy it. We should live together in next generation also as friends, as relating oneself, relating among others in cordial relationship. That is not what is happening. People are some knee-jerk reactions, and that reactions come in the communal terms. That is extremely unhealthy. It is unwelcome. It is not Christian.
Does that give an opening to the BJP to politically engage with Christians in Kerala?
They are trying. They are trying. They are trying to enter Christian community and influence. And I told you, in Kerala, in order to win a seat, either of the minority community must support them. They are looking for the support of Christians. But the Christians must realize who they are supporting. What is happening to the Christians in Northeast? What is happening to the Christians in northern states? Only then we have to, only then political, is in politics, the most important thing is ethics. I consider politics as extension of ethics. It's not extension. Human rights, all this extended to political life. Human rights, justice, brotherliness, amity, peace, all these are extended in politics. Therefore, politics is not a game of the ruffians. It's a game, it's a work of the decent, moral people. And therefore, we should be also considering with every community of their problems, their difficulties, the ways of their life, their difficulties, and we have to address them. And what I say is, all these things will be done with friendliness and amicability and peace.
Between communists and BJP, where do Kerala Christians feel kind of inclined to engage? If not, because both sides you keep away from both. So as it is, as the narrative goes, as you just spoke about, that a section of Christians may be looking at the BJP for engagement, possible engagement.
A minority definitely yes.
And communists are always a complete no-no.
If you ask me about comparing communist and BJP, they are birds of the same feather. There is some, you look at what happened in that veterinary college in Wayanad.
Yeah.
They decide right and wrong. They decide right and wrong. They can kill if they don't support the party. Party decides right and wrong. Remember Orwell, 4 plus 4 is 8. If 4 plus 4 is 9, if the party says it is 9, everybody has to accept. That is the same with BJP, same with Marxist Party.
So you spoke about this fear among the clergy here. What is that fear which is driving them to engage with the BJP, as you say?
The fear is basically one of democracy, freedom, human rights. This is the fear. And whether we can be freely active as we were doing as a church here, we can exercise our freedom in this country as free citizens. That is the fear. That freedom will be taken away, that constitutional rights will be taken away. That is the real fear that is creeping into the community.
We have seen
it is not only in the Christian community. I think many Hindus also are afraid. Hindutva is not Hindu. Lot of Hindus in Kerala will not support Hindutva. Hindutva is a communal version of Hindu religion.
We have seen some archbishops meeting the Prime Minister in the past. So that effort for reconciliation is on, even if there are differences.
It's the thing. A Prime Minister is also to be honored. He is the head of the government of India. And as Archbishop was a priest, I will honor him. But we must also discuss our problems, our anxieties, our fears. And that is the real relation. We will have to talk to you. We have to talk to our difficulties, our anxieties, our real challenges in the country that we be. And this kind of what you call meetings are not simply showing something that is really not showing. We should show little more. See, I am terribly anxious to ask you, where was Modi when all these troubles taking place in Northeast?
He did not speak. That's what you mean.
He did not speak a word. He did not go. Is that the Prime Minister? Do you think when when the communal people are being killed in two communities, what is the Gandhi event where people are killed, whether Muslims or Hindus? This Prime Minister also must be concerned about human beings, whether they are Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs or anybody.
Father, we have seen a lot of debate of late over this Kerala story, and the church is looking like split. Somewhere you're showing the Kerala story, another place you're showing the cry of the oppressed, which is about Manipur. Is the church a split?
A church there is a communal dimension also creeping into the Catholic Church. I'm sorry to say that. Certain priests and even bishops are communally oriented, and that is not Christianity for me. Christianity is not riveted on caste, community, region, all those kind of things. That is what olden days Nazism or fascism was. Christianity must address. For example, when you spoke about Love Jihad, it was a propaganda film. Everybody knows.
Kerala story.
Yes, Kerala story, propaganda. Moreover, it was an adult film. Why are these bishops or priests showing adult film to youngsters? What was the intent of it? To perpetuate, to preach hate, to hate a community. This is not Christianity. From a Christian point of view, you cannot preach hate. You cannot talk and teach youngsters this kind of propagandist films. They are meant for propaganda. Why are they not understanding that?
So why, the church, people who show the film, their premise is that the young women, the young girls of Christian girls are being lured away by the Muslim youth, and they disappear. The Archbishop said that they simply disappear. They don't have records because they disappear.
See, that is an issue. Anytime
That's an issue?
That may be an issue, I don't know.
Okay.
There may be girls going with the boys of Muslim, there will be, these are love stories, elope. What am I to do? That is the decision of the girls,
Do you see a pattern to it?
If there is a pattern, this is what I told you, you have to talk to these people. Why don't they talk to the leaders of the Muslim community? This is with the code of facts, if they have facts, or if they complain to them, to the police about their disappearance. And the answer to this question is not teaching to hate a community. That is where I differ. And you see, they said they screened the film.
Yeah.
And next day, another ISIS said they did not do that. Why? I believe some sensible people are told them.
Or is it because of the timing of the election that the other diocese?
It could be both. I believe the new major archbishop could talk to them. See, church cannot be communal. It is not a communal religion. It is a contradiction within Christianity.
The new major archbishop, Raphael Tattil, after he took over, Deepika newspaper, the oldest daily in Kerala, where incidentally my grandfather also worked. So that paper has been writing stinging editorials against the BJP after Raphael Tattil's takeover. So do you see a correlation between?
Definitely I see. They were little prone to this kind of communal dimensions, and they are corrected. Somebody told them to correct and go the Christian way. That is the product. That is why they behave like that now, and that is welcome.
Father, the RSS, just to change the topic a bit, the RSS and its affiliated organizations have been expressing concern repeatedly and for long about, I would say, alleged conversions, because I'm not buying any argument from your side or that side. This is what they are saying, that the church has to stop conversions. And you see all these Ghar Wapsi movements being launched here and there. How do you look at that?
See, nobody should be converted with any force or allurement. Conversion must be personal. The person's freedom must exercise freely that decision. And that decision has to be respected also by the government. That's the question. The freedom of conversion to this religion, to that religion, to Marxism or to other party, is all conversion taking place within the interiority of the person. Respect that interiority. We are people who respect them. We never want to have any conversion by forceful or allurements. No, not at all. That is forbidden in the Catholic Church. But we are for genuine conversions, where people have the freedom to opt their religiosity, their interior decisions. That is up to them, and the government should respect. Now, the government is entering in the individual's interiority and imposing their religion.
So, we were speaking to the Archbishop, and he says most of the conversions are happening in North India now by Pentecostal, the evangelist people, the pastors. So, he says even the Syrian Christians of Kerala are converted to, by evangelists, to they're baptized to join the Pentecostal fold. So, how do you see this? I mean, there can be two angles in,
Anand, you are right. Pentecostals are a communally oriented religious community. They could use certain means and ways of converting. I am not going into them. I am not judging them. I do not know details of them. That reality exists. But at the same time, Christian as a group must be careful about conversion. They should not use allurements. They should not use no compulsions, no type of compulsion anyway. It is a free act done by the individual. Individual's freedom must be respected at every cost. And anybody who is not respecting that the Christian as a Christian, I will not support them.
Father, I know you have to go. So just last question from my side. Anand has another question he'll ask. From my side, last question. Christians in Kerala are known to be Congress supporters, pro-Congress. Now there are talks that this kind of support, there is some kind of chink in that relationship. Is that true?
There is some elements who are little prone to the BJP. That's true. But traditionally and by faith, because what I said earlier about human beings, that faith is very strong in the Christian faithful here. And that is the reason they always supported Congress, because of pluralism, because of secularism, respect for every religion, respecting every caste, every community, every tribe. That kind of a altruistic mentality is there within the Christians. Whether they will change, I don't think they will substantially change, but there will be certain few elements who may be tempted by the communal elements in India.
Sorry, just another question just occurred to me, because we are talking to the members of the clergy, and what we get to hear is, if we don't do that, ED will come, CBI will come, and in the church there have been a few scandals, I mean, financial irregularities in the church here. Is that also playing some role somewhere?
If I can, you played a very important role in taking on the previous major Archbishop, Cardinal George Alanjeri, when the financial embezzlement happened in this very, archdiocese where we are sitting, which is the seat of power of the Syro-Malabar Church, Ernakulam Angamali. You were very vocal as the editor of Sathyadeepam. You wrote about it. You brought it to the the communities notice, people supported for, it's in an unprecedented way. The people of the community, the Christians, they supported the priest against the bishop. This is unheard of anywhere in the...
You see, one thing I can tell you, a religion without moral commitment is dangerous. I said dangerous. Dangerous to humanity, dangerous to the community. When a religion loses its moral fiber, there is a great signal of danger in the offing. Therefore, religiosity must be based strictly with the ethical dimension. Religious leaders have to be moral leaders, not otherwise. And unfortunately, some of them failed. And we have to tell them, you failed. That is an unpleasant job some of us do. Not because we are better, but we want Christianity to continue in this country with that sublime moral element, ethical element, with its faith, which is always respected, revered by other people. And that is what Christians, and that is the identity of Christianity, is its ethical core. That must.
Father, my question is, why this fear of the ED or the CBI in sections of the clergy?
What you see all around. On a fine morning, a chief minister is arrested. And that means any investigating agency can become an instrument of domination, subjugation of the central power.
Is it because the church owns a lot of institutions in Kerala, from hospitals to schools to colleges to, very important institutions?
That is also a reality. A lot of institutions are owned by church. So anybody managing an institution always is under threat, because if something irregular happens, they are in danger. And that kind of a inimical attitude to the church and institutions is already there in the government.
Father, thank you so much. Thank you so much for explaining that.